And welcome to Strength Based Marketing. I'm Pat Dewar. I'm so thrilled with the guest that's going to be on the show today is Ben Farmer. Ben Farmer and I have been friends since the earth was cooling. Yeah, sort of. I mean, seriously,
Wow.
I've known Ben since 2005
Yeah.
ish, and we met, and I've seen him do tremendous things in marketing with a website like Marketing Mojo. That's pretty cool. But beyond that, here's a guy who does a lot of the same things that I do: speaks, teaches. And is all about trying to help people grow their business. But one of the biggest things that I think that people don't get is they don't know how to sell. And when I mean sell, to me, it's Ziglar said something years ago. I worked with this relatively unknown sales guy named Zig Ziglar as one of his speakers. And he said that the origin of the word salesman in some Norwegian term, language or whatever, is servant. It was actually the words to serve. And so when I think about selling as service, I can't tell you a better guy to introduce you to than Ben Farmer. Ben, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Wow. Is that the end of it? Because that's good enough for me right there, brother. It's good to be here, Pat. Man, I've looked forward to doing this since you asked me to do it, like 14 minutes ago. And it was really good for you to ask me this. Hey, can you come on? I had somebody cancel. Come on real quick. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not true. I did not say that.
Of
course, you were the one. Hey, man, you were the one, Ben, that said, "Hey, Pat, I just want you to know you have a face for radio." And
I never said that.
Thought it really loud though. I know.
I'm not saying anything else to it, but I never said that.
Will not confirm or deny. I get it. So let's get right into this. So you teach leadership, you teach sales, you teach people how to increase show me the money. So what are you doing right now to grow your organization, your business, to help your clients grow their business as we relaunch out of this COVID-19?
Well, Pat, one of the big things I've been doing, it's been pretty crazy, actually, being as busy. I wasn't expecting to be as busy as we would be during the shutdown, during this COVID thing. And it's been so both challenging and then also trying from time to time, because people ask, what do we do now? We're all stuck at home. Well, everybody's stuck at home. You have fewer gatekeepers. You have fewer people who are holding back the reins. You have so many people who are involved in their business and trying to look at what are my strategies when we do have a problem. We've been able to sit back and think about those things that we haven't been able to consider. We've had more time to do certain things and less time than we thought we were going to have to do certain things. So I've been working with individuals and groups online. I've trained thousands, in some cases, almost 1,000 people during a day, which we would not do in the other formats. Virtually has opened up new doors as opposed to closing all the doors. Now the doors are different, and we have two options. In fact, for the folks who are watching, you can just take a piece of paper. I like hard technology, and since I've got a blue kind of screen background or green or whatever it is back there, but I just take a line, and I like technology, pens and paper. I also use technology that we have, and on each side of that paper, first I'm going to write down a list of all the challenges that I face. And then I'm going to write on the other side of it a list of ahas. What are the ideas that I have to overcome the challenges that I face based on the solutions that I seek? And so being able to solve some of the problems of my clients, when I started working with the personality sales system that I work with right now, Bank, which is Codebreaker Technologies, we started talking about the fact that salespeople have a basic thought. We've been told this story from time and eternity. In order to get more yeses, you got to get more what, Pat?
No.
Yeah. And let me ask you a question. If you want to get more yeses, what do you really need to get in order to get more yeses? More yeses.
Yeah.
If you're going to get yeses, you got to see this deal about you got to get more no's. It's a bunch of bull stuff. The idea is to understand, how do I get more yeses? How do I understand the people that I work with, and especially now, because we all have these different areas of our personality. And the Bank program that I focuses on not buying, but it focuses on why people buy. Tony Robbins talked about, in order to understand and really promote something to your prospect, you need to speak in the prospect's language. Let the prospect determine your presentation. And people are recognizing the fact that because they get stressed, because they get very concerned about the future, the stress factor of our personalities is coming out a lot. And we make decisions based on who we are. But most salespeople have one sales presentation. That's it. No matter who they're talking to, no matter what the idea is, no matter what the concept is, they have one way that they approach all of their prospects. But all of their prospects have a personality balance. There's 24 different combinations of the 4 primary personalities, 24 of them. So you got less than a 3% chance of being one-to-one with the person you're talking to. Once you begin to identify that, you can see why over 66% of all the prospects out there, in a survey that was done by Salesforce, they found that 66% of all prospects disliked the sales presentation that the salesperson brought to them. But not only that, yeah.
But okay, so the chatter that's going on in the back of my head, that sounds like personality. That sounds like DISC or Myers-Briggs and their ENTSFJ MOUSC. I mean, okay, so let's clear the chatter.
Absolutely.
I had that chatter really, really bad talking about your bank program, and you'll have to make sure you clarify what that acronym stands for. But
absolutely.
But the point that I'm making, and I'm trying to bring up and recall is what we call it in certain industries. This chatter is that I was one of the guys that had that chatter so loud I could barely hear anything coming out of your mouth until you showed me it's not about the salesperson. What you teach and what you present is not about the salesperson. Now, I always tell people, look, what you are is the least important information you need to know. What they are is the most. In other words, speak their language. Platinum rule of Patized. But all of a sudden you turned it around on me and went, no, Pat, what I've just shown you is how you buy.
And that's the whole thing, Pat.
And then what it's showing you as the presenter is how I buy, not just the way that I think, it's how I buy. And that's where I went, I need to get Ben on the show, because a lot of people need to get more buyers.
Absolutely.
As we come out of COVID-19. So talk to me.
Well, and the idea of this whole thing is Hippocrates came up with the 4 personalities of the 4 temperaments 2,500 years ago. And all of the personality styles, MBTI colors, animals, Star Wars, doesn't matter. Harry Potter, you can always find personalities in there, dude. because everybody has those 4 styles and we're all mutts. The difference is bank is about how do you buy, and it's been validated by San Francisco State University in a white paper. This is the only personality science that focuses on how people make decisions. How are they influenced? And you can find that out in less than 90 seconds. All of the other personality science focuses on me. If I take a DISC test, it's going to tell me about me. If I do MBTI, if I do whatever I do, it's always about me. If you and I are sitting there talking and I'm presenting a product to you, you're not going to tell me your DISC profile. You probably don't know it. But I have a system that's in place where within 90 seconds, you can go through one simple process and absolutely positively show me how you make decisions. And so that way we don't waste time. I can show you in your own language exactly what is available to you. And that way, if you decide it's not for you, you can cut to the chase. If you decide it is for you, you can make a decision more effectively in a faster basis that's going to help you out. So you can get going with something that's going to make a difference in your life. And I don't have to sit there and make all these mistakes about trying to give you a bunch of information if you're a person who wants bullet points, about trying to give you bullet points if you want to make sure you know how it's going to import for you.
Okay. So here's the thing. We got about 3-4 minutes left. I want to keep this thing is 20 minutes ish. And I know you and I could chat about that. We love to chat hours. Here's the point. One, I would love to know as fast as you can get it to me, how you get them to take the test, one, and then two, how are you using this right now to grow your business, your influence, and your affluence as we come out of COVID-19? So go.
When you're number one, you can do this online virtually. There's a system. I have cards that I will give to every person I ever see. But you can go through, look at the values, and I'll give you a website. You can go to codebreakertech.com/mojo, MOJO. You can take the test, and I'll send you a free $97 report. I'll let you have it completely free just for taking the test. And it will show you how you make decisions based on the values. So you just look at the values on the cards.
So massive value. If you give them the test, what I need you to do is make sure that you email that link so that I put it into everything afterwards. So they go to this, they discover who, kind of how they make buying decisions.
Exactly.
And
it helps them move faster.
But how are you using these tools to actually grow then farmer is influence is affluence?
What I'm doing is I'm helping sales teams understand how to use these tools so they can improve not only the sales closing, the revenue of their organization, but improve the way that they use their time so that they can get up to 300% more sales seeing the same number of people. Because you're not just speaking one language, you're speaking 4 languages. Whether you're speaking to someone who's detailed like a blueprint, where they want systems and processes, those are 2 of their values. If you're an action person who wants to move and stick and be affluent, if you're a nurturing person who wants tradition and be consistent, those are values of some of the values of a nurturing person. Or a knowledge person, you want as much information and detail to see the big picture. And so helping people to speak in the language of their prospect, that's the key, rather than it speaking in the language of you or your company.
What's funny is I would take it a step further because of what I've seen. It's not just speaking in their language, it's speaking to what they value.
Absolutely.
It's speaking to what they value when they make a decision. And I've always said, love what they love, and and it'll change the energy and the relationship you have with with someone, find out what they love and appreciate it. And it really does help. But what you're doing is you're speaking, if I'm reading you right, and tell me if I am, that you're speaking to what they value. And in so validating what they value, they go, oh, this guy he gets me. And so you're shifting that. Is that what I'm hearing?
You're absolutely hearing it that way, Pat. And in fact, even more, let's say that I only speak Texan. That's my native.
That is true.
And that is true. That is true. And if you only speak Spanish, if I come to you and you don't speak any Texan or any English, you only speak Spanish, and I come to you and I go, ¿Cómo está usted? And I'm able to speak in Spanish. All of a sudden, you and I have a one-to-one relationship because we speak the same language. Personality science is speaking the same language as the person you're working with. Like your high language and my high language are not the same. Right. Yet I understand how you like to have your information presented to you, and you to be able to dig into that information and get it. And you want to dig it out. You don't want me to dig it out for you. And so the way that I would approach you would be different than if I was approaching someone like me.
Oh, yeah.
Understanding their language.
Is like, boom, done. Again.
Yeah, for you, if it doesn't follow A, B, C, and D, and it all doesn't line up and it doesn't gen out exactly right, you're going to hang up.
Yeah, you know
stop
what's
right
so funny though, because my personality and the way I teach and the way I speak and the way I interact, I like to use the caricatures of Spock, Thor, Tigger, and Piglet for CDIS for Disney, and so I'll show up as a Tigger a lot of times, a squirrel, and have some fun. However, when I saw in your test that I really kind of analyze things more like a Vulcan almost.
Absolutely.
That's weird. But I do understand that one, I love to learn and I love to integrate information, and I want to make sure it fits. So folks, I'm going to have Ben give me that website. You can go take the test. But I'm hoping that you're seeing it isn't just about learning your personality. That would be the biggest mistake you make. What you want to do from that test is find out how you make decisions, because it'll shift the way that you begin to if you could just have that and begin to utilize some of that information in working with your clients and understanding not just their personality, so you speak their language, but speak their language in a way that they value what you're speaking about.
That's the key.
That's really good.
Absolutely key, brother.
Thank you so much, Ben, for being with me. I want to keep these pretty short and sweet. We'll give you the links to connect to Ben, and I just want to say thanks for being on the show. Thank you for folks you being here to watch this, and hopefully you're getting some ideas. Make sure that you're a part of Strength-Based Marketing, the Facebook group that you are. We're expecting people that are, business owners or professionals that want ideas and that have ideas that are going to be looking for ways to grow their business. Again, this is Pat Dewar, Strength-Based Marketing, how businesses can grow and relaunch out of COVID-19 lockdown. Thanks so much for being here, folks, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, Pat.